When Lunar revamped its entry-level Venus brand for 2015, it made life rather difficult for the Quasar. It's the first rung on the Lunar ladder proper, but it's quite hard to justify that nearly £2,000 price difference over a Venus, when the Venus was looking so glamorous. So for 2016, Lunar has given the Quasar a little bit of love. You can tell from that triple front window that this is a rung up from the Venus, and there's also plenty of kit on it. We've got Alco hitch stabiliser, alloy wheels, an external socket in this front locker, not one but 3 external lockers. And like every range within the Lunar portfolio, Quasar also gains the dead fashionable transverse island bed model, in this case the 574. As always with Lunar, this caravan has been designed with caravanners in mind and how they're going to use it. All of the services are relegated to the offside of the van, so there'll be no wires to trip over in your awning and no cassettes to lug through it. Those updates to the Quasar for 2016 are most noticeable in the lounge here. I mean, this is a particularly attractive finish. I really like this very pale green for the sofas, matched by the curtains, and these rather natty cushions, which look like they've come straight from an interior design shop. It's a 4-person lounge really, makes up into a fairly long but relatively narrow bed. I like the fact there are access doors into the bed boxes on both sides, and they're both pretty clear spaces. We've got the consumer unit under me on one side and the boiler on the other, but actually there's still a good amount of storage space. It feels fairly bright in here as well, and that's despite there being no front sunroof, and that's thanks to the new sky view roof light, which is a nice thing to have in a sort of lower mid-range van like this. And of course, by not having a front sunroof, you get a load of lockers overhead, so there's plenty of storage. My only slight quibble would be these drawers. It would be nice if they had a slightly smoother action with perhaps soft close, but otherwise this is a really nice place to be. Now the Quasar may be the first rung on the Lunar ladder, but you're not going to feel shortchanged at all by this kitchen. We've got a dual fuel hob, separate oven and grill, a refrigerator with a removable freezer, and a really good sized stainless steel sink here with a decent amount of worktop next to it. If that's not enough, there's a sideboard on this side with more worktop space, although it is set rather lower. That's because Lunar expect most people to put their TV there. There's a microwave which is set at a really safe height, that's great to see, and there's storage space both above and below, which makes up for the fact that the fridge takes up quite a bit of the space in the kitchen. Alongside the fridge there's a useful cupboard where you'll also find the table right by the lounge where you're going to need it. It would have been nice to have had a second socket in the kitchen, but otherwise it's hard to quibble. This feels like a particularly well thought out bedroom. The wardrobe over on this side is a little bit on the snug side, but it's more than made up for by the whopper on this side, which has got a drawer and a shoe cupboard beneath. We each get our own reading light and our own shelves, and this rather nice, comfortable, padded headboard, plus of course that window for me to gaze at you through. I really like the fact there's a proper lockable TV stand in here with its own sockets and aerial point. Would you believe that's the 3rd TV point in this caravan? If you're a bit of a Gogglebox watcher, then you're going to be a happy camper in here. Of course, there's more storage to be found underneath this bed. At the moment it's in day mode, so that gives you plenty of room to get around the foot of the bed. Slide the mattress out and it makes a 6-foot double. Plus, of course, for whingers like me, there's an extension piece which costs just 29 quid and takes it up to well over 6 feet long. Although it is worth pointing out that once it's fully extended, you're going to struggle to get past the foot of the bed to the washroom. And once you've got through the rather awkward sliding door aperture, the washroom is really quite generous. Everything in here is jumbo sized, from the shelf above the frosted window, to the bowl sink, to the cupboard beneath, to the gargantuan shower cubicle, which is fully lined and has a neat moulded shelf. My only complaint is that there's just one blown air outlet for the Truma heating right in the corner, and it'll take a good while to warm up such a big room. Weighing in at 1,450 kilos and priced at a shade under 18 grand, the Quasar 574 is aimed directly at the likes of the Bailey Pegasus Brindisi. And they're pretty hard to separate, to be honest with you. I love the way the lounge works in that Bailey, but I'd have to say that the kitchen works slightly better in this Quasar, and it's got a very roomy washroom and shower. In the end, I think you're going to have to go in both and work out which one works better for you.